Hello, hello, it's Marshall. Thank you very much for tuning into the show. Hope y'all are having a great weekend so far. I know I am, and I'm happy to present to you tonight the second in a three-part series talking about some video game soundtrack music that I created for a game in 2010. The name of the game was Delphi, and I remember that because the track I'm going to play you now is called Delphi, named after the game. It was supposed to be kind of like an FPS shooter type game. And so I took some inspiration from Halo a little bit, and I don't know if that really comes through in any of these tracks, but you know, you let me know in the comments, I guess. But yeah, we're gonna take a look at this track. I'll play it for you real quick, and then I'll break it down Rick Beato style. The track is actually orchestral, so I'm using the Symphonic Orchestra from EastWest Quantum Leap library. And Storm Drums 2 again, and that's pretty much it. There is a little bit of Reason in here as well for some percussion, some sequenced percussion. I'm not actually using sounds from Reason, just one-shot samples that I had that I sequenced in Reason, because back in the day I used to use Reason as a drum machine through Rewire in ProTools. Anyway, so let me play this, and here it is. This is Delphi from 2010. Oh yeah. Now this actually loops in a perfect loop. Check this out. You'll just start over. And that way you can get 10 hours of Delphi on YouTube if you want to just loop this. I'm just kidding. There's people who do that with some songs, though. I guess people just want to listen to the same song for an entire day. Yeah, go for it. More power to you. So yeah, let's kind of disassemble this track a little bit. Let's do a little bit of Rick Beato on this. This is an instrumental, of course, using Symphonic Orchestra from EastWest and Storm Drums 2. So let's just kind of start out with the percussion here. So we'll do these three. That's the cymbals. I guess I named it Perk 1 and Perk 2. So I still have play in here, but I actually had to substitute Motu Symphonic Orchestra. That's a plugin that I had a long time ago, and apparently when I made this, it still worked in Pro Tools, whatever version of Pro Tools I had. I know that they ended up releasing like Pro Tools 8 or 9. One of them broke that plugin, and then Motu, I don't remember them really coming out with a fix for it. They just kind of were like, you're screwed. And I was mad because I paid like $300 for that plugin. That was a lot of money at the time. But I had to substitute that choir. There's a choir sound in there, obviously, with the Symphonic Orchestra or Symphonic Choirs plugin, also from EastWest Quantum Leap library. And I want to say that when I did this, I ended up taking out all of the strings and all that stuff. For the MIDI parts, you can see everything was routed to play because play is multi-timbral. If you think of like Omnisphere, or I'm trying to think, I don't know if Contact is. I've never used Contact, but it probably, I'm assuming it's multi-timbral. So you can have one instance of the plugin instantiated and then write all your MIDI in different tracks. And then you can output, render the audio for each part separately, which is what I did here. Normally what I would do is run these from MIDI into an auxiliary with the effects and everything, and then I would run them dry into an audio track, and then duplicate the effects over. I did not do that with this, I think, because I was in a hurry to try and get this done for this kid that was working on this game. And anyway, so yeah, let's hear the percussion here. You can hear this kind of layers up with this at certain points. Now, if we go back and we add in the contrabass, I think that's what it's called. It's a big old bass, so like almost as big as a person. That gets the groove going. And then what I did is I added some trumpets. I call these the matrix trumpets because they're like swells, trumpet swells. Now, here's the thing, like in video game music, you want stuff to be able to be cut easily and in little loops and things like that, because game designers and coders and stuff, they're going to want to, at certain points when a player is interacting with the game, they want to trigger certain musical cues. And so what I would have done had this gone into further development, most likely would have been to, provide them with additional stems that could loop, or portions like this where I've just kind of muted out everything except for, the bass and some percussion and the matrix horns or something. You know what I mean? So that's always a cool thing with music and video games, and it's one of the things I always loved about how game music is designed, because you could take something that's pretty short, like this is only like a minute and a half long or something like that. I don't think it's 2 minutes long. But because of the way the game developers can utilize this, they could make this stretch out for a very long time. And hopefully not annoy the player. That's the one thing you don't want to do. But I tried to make this to where it was easily loopable at certain points if they didn't want any additional, edits of it or whatever. And that's why the reason section here, let's take a look at this now. This is just two redrums instances with some one-shot samples in here. Right? And those just loop basically, and that helps give it a seamless loop from beginning to end if they want to use the whole thing. Again, I could take that out and just give them different sections, different stems without that. So I've just added it back in, of course. So, and then we've got the French horns. Now, everyone loves the French horns. I'm going to mute that reason stuff because I think it kind of distracts from the orchestral portions a little bit. Let's find the French horns here. Here. And it harmonizes really well with the matrix trumpets there. And we got the cellos. I think that sounds awesome. Let me know what you think in the comments. Okay, so then let's go. I think that, what else we got? Oh, we got violas. So let's check these out. So these are only in at the beginning of the track. So let me go to the violas. I take out everything else but that. Sounds pretty cool. Let's add the cellos back. And then we add our French horns. I guess we should add the cymbals back in. It's like 90% of the song. Okay, so let's talk about the choir. The choir is, like I said, the Symphonic Choir from EastWest Quantum Leap. This originally, again, was this Motu plugin that I can't get to work unless I load up an old version of Windows 7 and install ProTools 8, I think. Maybe at 7. I may do that at some point because it's a good plugin. One of the first orchestral tunes I wrote was using that software. I called it Jack Symphony. And I'll have to play that at some point for you guys. It's pretty cool. I kind of took inspiration from the plucky string percussion, or not percussion, plucky string sounds from an orchestra, and did some cool things. I thought it turned out cool. This is a higher quality library overall, but there was some really cool aspects of that Motu plugin too that I'd like to have back at some point. But anyway, so what I did is I substituted the original choir sound from that plugin with this Alto Util Vota P1. Now the way this works here is I loaded up basically a multi-sample, and this is play is multi-timbral, so it's loaded up all these different instances. Like this one is probably, I'm not sure how you tell. Oh yeah, here we go. So down here you see the MIDI channel and then the outputs that it's going to. You can see the second version here, P2, is going to MIDI 2, and then the hard one is MIDI 3. So you could basically write with these different instruments, vocal instruments, I guess. But you could also add in, some storm drums too, all the way up to 16 channels, right? And then you'd need, I guess, another instance. But in this case, it's using 12 for this multi, but I just am using that first channel. But the other cool thing about this plugin is it's got this world builder, I always want to say that, but it's word builder. And you can kind of make the choir sing phrases, and it's really weird how it works because it has like its own little language, and you kind of have to understand how the software wants to pronounce certain things, I guess. So this is wanting to say hallelujah, but there's different ways that you can do it with phonetics and English. And yeah, I've played around with it a little bit with varying degrees of success. I think if it's something kind of off in the background like it is here, it's fine. I definitely wouldn't want this super up front, at least not with my skills with it. It's pretty deep, and I don't know, I thought it was kind of a cool thing, but this is just the default phrase that's in here. So for now, we'll just play it out. I don't even think you can really tell what it's saying. But anyway, here, let's listen to the choir portion. Yep, here's the MIDI for it down here, so let's play it. So, and if we just kind of solo just those choirs, just the choir sounds, you'll hear what I mean. Like, and maybe if I played chords instead of just one note lines, maybe it'd sound a little better, but I was never really super happy with the way this sounded. I mean, it sounds okay, and I drenched it in reverb and delay and stuff, but I just used the built-in stuff here. So I'm using the stereo double and then the live cathedral reverb with it like turned almost all the way up. And I added a little bit of release on it on the sound as well. You could kind of hear it saying hallelujah there, but like I think in my track you can't really hear it say anything. Anyway, so that's it, guys. That's the track. I'll do one more of these that covers the last and third video game song that I made. Well, thank you very much, guys, for checking out the video here today, and hope to have some more content here for you pretty soon. Working on a music video, which will hopefully be wrapped up pretty soon. And then I'll be able to get back to some more synth stuff like this guy, the micro modular from Nord. I did a video on this a while back and it was terrible, so I'm going to do a new video and hopefully do it some justice. So any questions, comments, concerns about the track, just let me know in the comments or shoot me an email. You can find my email address in the About section on the YouTube page here, or go to my website, marshallarnold.com. It's Marshall with one L because I'm not the sheriff. And yeah, any questions you have, if you want a copy of the project, anything at all, just let me know. Pretty nice person, and I'll hook you up. So anyways, with that said, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Have a good night. Goodbye.